September 13th, 2016. As you're looking at Invest 93L. Now, yesterday it came up through the Bahamas, and then it skirted overnight up the east coast of Florida, but now it's starting to make landfall just about Cape Canaveral. I'll show you some of those webcams before the video is over. Check that out. You can see from the infrared images. It's wrapping around, again, right there north of Daytona Beach up in Cape Canaveral. In the Gulf, it's harder to see the spin, which was originally Invest 92L. They're not talking about it much, but just under that cluster of clouds is a center of rotation for this low pressure point. What it looks like to me from here is going to be a rain event coming up into southern Louisiana, probably close to the Louisiana-Texas border, guys. I don't think it's going to get any stronger than this. I always thought it would definitely do the turn north because of the weather. We never knew what kind of strength this thing would be. But let's go back to 93L. Now, the models were from basically, they're saying 10 a.m. The storm is already coming ashore. Again, you can see the island jut out there just at Cape Canaveral. And here is your enhanced satellite view. You can see the storm in the Gulf, centered right under the large red blob. You can see it here on the water vapor imaging. And you can see the storm 93 coming up the east coast of Florida. Now, they're giving it a 0% chance of cyclone formation within 48 hours. Now, Ian is going up and doing the recurve. This storm right here is interesting because the models are showing it coming further out into the Atlantic than Ian is at this point. It's a 50% chance of cyclone development on the 5-day forecast. Check this out. Notice it, as soon as Ian came off the African coast, they had that red recurve in it. This hasn't had that yet, and the models are shown further west. Let's go over to Meteosat 8 and check out why they're already bumping this up to 30%. We slow it down. You can see that it's trying to already organize just south of the St. Caba Islands there. Check, I'll pull it up. Just got a few frames since it became daylight. But you can already see it starting to wrap, and that's, again, why they got that 30% chance on it. We'll look at the spaghetti models for this one and the remnants of 93L. But this is 95L. It doesn't have that curve in it. It kind of flew you from this angle, but it's going to be moving more straight across towards the Caribbean at this point. You've got all the storms that we can see. You got the one off Mexico that's going up, became a hurricane, now it's dying off. You can see the track of 93L, Ian, and 95L. It's at 25 miles an hour, but now 93L is up to 35 miles an hour, and you can tell from Canaveral webcams. So you're getting a pretty good rain event, again, in the between Cape Canaveral, Daytona Beach area. Check this out. This was the projected path, and it came straight up the coast there, but then, it looked like it was parallel with the overnight. Now, this is Daytona Beach, and we're going to pull the cameras back just a little further south to Cape Canaveral, but you can see these cloud wraps, guys, and if it goes with one of the models, it's going to do a reverse over the Cedar Key area that got hammered during Hermine on the Gulf side. But this is the Cape Canaveral webcams, and you can definitely tell you got that low pressure coming in on you guys. We're watching this. There's a lot going on today. September 13th, 2016. As you're looking at Invest 93L. Now, yesterday it came up through the Bahamas, and then it skirted overnight up the east coast of Florida, but now it's starting to make landfall just about Cape Canaveral. I'll show you some of those webcams before the video is over. Check that out. You can see from the infrared images. It's wrapping around, again, right there north of Daytona Beach up in Cape Canaveral. In the Gulf, it's harder to see the spin. September 13th, 2016. As you're looking at Invest 93L. Now, yesterday it came up through the Bahamas, and then it skirted overnight up the east coast of Florida, but now it's starting to make landfall just about Cape Canaveral. I'll show you some of those webcams before the video is over. Check that out. You can see from the infrared images. It's wrapping around, again, right there north of Daytona Beach up in Cape Canaveral. In the Gulf, it's harder to see the spin, which was originally Invest 92L. They're not talking about it much, but just under that cluster of clouds is a center of rotation.